Now, so far we've looked at what happens if either the supply curve shifts or the demand curve shifts, or I guess by implication, if neither shift. What happens if both supply and demand change? If both curves shift, we can predict the effect on either price or quantity, but not the other one. Let's do an example. Let's start off with a nice black graph. There's quantity, there's price. I've got a supply curve. I've got a demand curve. And I'm going to be pretty vague here. Let's call that P1 is the initial price and Q1 is the initial quantity. Now, some event causes demand, or maybe two different events, but we have demand increasing. We'll call it D1. And let's say we also have supply increasing. Let's say supply does something like that. There's S1. Okay. Well, it's pretty quick to see that when demand goes up, that's going to make quantity rise. It's also true that when supply goes up, that's going to make quantity rise. We're going to see quantity go up because both of these effects push up on quantity. But we also see that when demand increases, that makes price rise. And when supply increases, that makes price fall. Now in this graph, it looks like the price has gone up. So price can rise. But what if supply increased a lot? I'll call it S2. Well, in that case, the decrease in price from the supply would be bigger than the increase in price from demand. So we can't have price decreasing. Or what if, by some magic circumstance, supply moved over just enough to keep it the same as it was initially? No change in price. All three of those are possibilities. So we can predict with confidence that quantity will rise, but we cannot tell what can happen to price. Here's a table that summarizes the possible outcomes. When demand increases and supply increases, they both make quantity rise, but we don't know what's going to happen to quantity. When demand decreases and supply increases, they both tend to push down price, so we know price is going to fall, but we don't know what's going to happen to quantity. When demand increases and supply decreases, they both increase price, but we don't know what's going to happen to quantity. And when price decreases and supply decreases, they both decrease quantity, but we don't know what's going to happen to price.